Let's go into forgiveness. Four things, because you always have to, humans like a little list. So we have 4 S's. That's why before we couldn't do polarization, because it didn't fit in. Linda, if you could write for us, please. 4 S's of forgiveness. In particular, I don't want you really to feel into this is for you, but also for others that come along. First one, and foremost, the one that really applies to you, the first forgiveness for separation. Not polarization, because these are all going to be S's, for separation. Separation. And these are the 4 S's of forgiveness. Of separation. There is a guilt, shame that you are carrying around, and been carrying around for a long time, that you did something wrong by getting separated. It would be like if you were driving down the road and suddenly you got lost and you feel terrible about it, and the first thing you do say is, what did I do wrong? I should have brought the map. I should have brought a GPS. My boyfriend told me that I should have done this, and I didn't listen, and I feel terrible, and now I got lost. Hold it a second. Did you really get lost? Or did you just get off the road for a different type of experience? Did you really get separated from spirit? No, there's a very deep wound that you have from that. Goes way, way back to when you crossed through the wall of fire a long time ago. But it's also very current, very present. And you keep repeating separation over and over, trying to learn something new. And what one of Linda's favorite sayings, what is the definition of
insanity?
Insanity, Linda. Definition of insanity is?
Doing the same thing over and over and over again.
It's got the light on it now.
Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome.
Yes, yes. So you continue to set up experiences of separation in your life, separation from family, spouses, jobs, and yourself, of course. Experiencing separation over and over, trying to figure it out. Have you? No. Don't answer. I'll answer for you. Have you? No. So there's this anxiety about separation. And it's one of the big anxieties about death, actually, because you think you're going to go through another level of separation, which you do, but it's a nice one. And so you have this anxiety. And the first thing about forgiveness is let go of that separation. You didn't get lost. You really didn't get separated. You just took a different path to have a different type of experience. And then you got these tapes in your head. I should have listened. Didn't one of those angels up there say, don't go to earth, don't go to earth? I should have listened. And I should have listened. Didn't the angels gather around me? Oh, you're going to earth? Ooh, why wouldn't? And it's been a series of those type of things happening lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So let's right now do some forgiveness. Remember, forgiveness is saying, wasn't me. And I didn't really get lost, and I really didn't get separated. You never did at all. Let's take a deep breath with the forgiveness of separation. Of separation. And you get separated. You just took a little bit different path for a good reason. Really, really, would you just want to be like one of the other humans right now? I heard a few of you say, yes, anything, please. That's why I'm here. Adamus, please. Generally, no. Really, would you want to be in some of these other planetary or galactic systems just waiting for a chance to get down here to Earth to pick up a body so you could learn about ascension from me? No. No. So you took a different path as what you now call yourself Shambhala, spiritual pioneers, or a few other things. A path not only less traveled, but never traveled, actually. So, separation. Let's take a deep breath for forgiveness. Or, what? That wasn't me. I didn't get separated. I didn't do it. That wasn't me. And the moment you do, the moment you take that deep breath in your radiance, suddenly changes the dynamic so that tomorrow isn't going to be another today. And once you take that deep breath, you realize it was never really a separation. How could you be? Mentally, you try to separate the soul and the human and the body and all this other stuff and your chakras and everything else. You're not separated. You are a body of consciousness, a body of God. Second, forgiveness. And then more traditional, sin.
Ooh. Ooh.
I had to do S's today, so you'd remember. So when we do our quiz next month, what did he say? It started with an S. Oh, sex it. No. Sin, karma, destiny, and fate. They're all the same. Different words for the exact same energetic dynamic. There are no sins. There are none. Oh, don't philosophically argue with me saying, but isn't murder a sin? I'm not even going to go there with you because you're not going to do it. It doesn't apply to you. If I was talking to a group at the prison, we might have something different to speak about. But you notice I'm here. You know, that's one thing. I'm sorry, but I've been in prison. Not that kind. A big crystal.
We haven't heard this one.
So you never find me on the inside of those bars. I'm not going there. I'll be on the outside. Freedom! Freedom! I got it, you don't. I have a little fun with prisoners. My God, don't get so serious about it. Oh, the energy, boom, energy just crashed. Really? Drive by the prisons. I got freedom. Why not? Get them out of there yesterday, because in prison yesterday really is like today. I mean, it really is. You think you had it bad, go to prison. Some of you have been. Really, no, really, a little, I got freedom, you don't? That'll piss them off. What happens when you get angry? You change, you shine some of your new potential. You had to get there, maybe a little anger to get there, but so what? Change is change. I got freedom, look at you. You got 30 more years. I love you. Thank you. Oh, I'm so happy when somebody gets it. The rest were unsure whether it was appropriate to laugh. Socially appropriate? Politically correct? Spiritually correct? That's worse than politically correct. Is that spiritually correct? Does it matter? No. And even if you did, you'd say, oh, that wasn't me. Sin, sin, sin. Let's take a deep breath. Deep breath. There is no sin, there's no karma, unless you want there to be. Oh, it's been pounded into you, drilled into you. That's an interesting concept. But it's just not true. Sin begets sin. Do you realize that? Sin. And you're told, many of you are told you have original sin. Oh, and if sin begets sin, you're in for a wagon load of trouble. Because once you think you sinned, actually, there's kind of an interesting human consciousness phenomenon. Well, I already sinned. I'm already going to hell. I might as well really go for it now. What does it matter? I'm a sinner. Just go for it. And sinners really actually have never met somebody who's totally redeemed. That's the bad part. There's no standard. They just meet other sinners. Their world is filled with sinners. And people trying for it down. Thank you. Do you have an Adamus award for these two laughers? Please.
I have an IOU for her.
An IOU. What would you rather have, an IOU or a real Adamus award? A real Adamus award. Yeah. IOU?
I'll get my car keys.
Better do a little manifesting here.
I have to go home?
Get their addresses.
Oh, okay,
yes.
okay.
Give them a little token gift in the meantime. What don't you have? What do you want? Do you want some money? We have money over here. Oh, hell, we have money right here. Guys, here's money. Oh, my God, for your troubles. For your troubles, take money, please. Oh, my God. Thank you. Linda. You need to check his... That'll tide you over until the Adamus Award comes, because that is more valuable than gold, more coveted than money. Where were we? Sin. Sinners. Let's take a good humorous breath for forgiveness of sin. There really isn't any. And yeah, some of you are saying, oh, yes, but there's not unless you want there to be. There's no buts about it. There is no sin unless you want to believe it, sucker. I truly, quote me on that. Because you have to be to buy into that old system. You really have to be. You know, it's one thing to say, yes, I'm learning, and there's certain things that energetically feel better. I probably am not going to do that again because energetically it didn't feel good. But the minute you label it as sin, you've become a sucker. And I mean that, not as a nasty word. You have to now be an energy sucker because a sinner feels bad. And they're victims, and they're going to suck the energy from other people. I'm a sinner. They're either going to steal from them or do something bad again, or just like, oh, would you help me? I'm such a sinner. Oh, Father, help me. Whatever. Please, I've done bad sin. Now you are sucking energy. Sinners are suckers. Great bumper sticker. Sinners are suckers. Try driving to prison with that bumper sticker on. Try pulling up in front of church on Sunday with not my car. What car? Boom. A surefire way to get a new one. Next on our list, where are we? Forgiveness. Selfishness. Who said that selfish was bad? Your mother, your father, your priest, the church, everybody, your brothers, your sisters, your lovers, your teachers, the list goes on and on. They're the ones that said it. There's nothing wrong with being selfish unless you believe in sin and separation. Yeah, you see, take these elements, take all what you would consider bad energy out of it, selfish. So what? Absolutely. You think I'm crazy? I'm not going to take care of myself? Really? It's bad. You're not selfish? Really? You should be. And wipe that stupid frown off your face if you were. And get you out of the poorhouse. It's good to be self-focused, self-full, self-loving, self-joyful, self-abundant, selfish. But you see, this word has such impact to it. Oh, she's so selfish. It's made to be bad. Yes, and people give you examples. Well, she's so selfish, she didn't care about anybody else. Duh. Next. It doesn't have to have a bad spin to it. It is a standard. It is the standard. When we were out there the other day in the astral earthbound realms on our Halloween dream walk, you were terribly selfish. Terribly selfish. Because you were only being yourself. Radiating. We weren't trying to change anybody. You didn't bring goodwill biscuits out there for anybody. You didn't bring Gideon's Bibles to hand out to all the lost ones. You were very selfish. You just came out there for you, in your presence. Now, that's magnificent. Let me reframe that. You were incredibly in your I am for once. You were radiant. You were light. You were being yourself. You were letting your light shine without all the overlays, without all the other stuff on it. You were being yourself, and yourself is a beautiful thing. The self, the I am, changed those realms. You didn't go out there necessarily trying to change. But it did, because you were yourself. Well, let's do a forgiveness on all the old energy around selfish. And from this moment on, I put a good energy on that. A pleasing, joyful energy on taking care of yourself, loving yourself. Hardest thing a human will ever do, and the greatest thing a human will ever do, love themselves. Easier to love somebody else, of course. Easier to give yourself 100 reasons not to love yourself because you've been a sinner, of course, and separated yourself from God. Is he pissed? But once you do the forgiveness, basically saying that wasn't me. Really, it wasn't me. It wasn't the I am. That was an expression, really screwed up old expression, but it wasn't the I am. So, selfish, self-full. If you want to change the word a little bit to make it a little bit more palatable, self-full. Be proud of it. Damn proud of it. And if you ever have an experience where you need that, just be in your light, in your presence like we did the other day. Self-full, self-aware, self-I am. Good. So let's take a deep breath and forgive, release, get over. Selfish. Good. And one last one for our list. One last S, 4 S's. Stupid. Really, I mean, it's a great one. It's the only S word I could think of that related to giving yourself a hard time for doing what you call are the wrong things. And it could be the little things, going to the wrong school, marrying the wrong person, whatever it is. But, you know, there's so much of your brain talk is, oh, was I stupid? And it's all under the same category. I did the wrong thing. I shouldn't have. And it's all stupid self rather than I am self. Let's do a little bit of forgiveness, because that wasn't you that's stupid. That's you're never stupid. But really, if we were to do like a measuring thing on your assessment of your own stupidity, how stupid you think you've been about things. Oh, I can hear them clicking away right now. Oh, was I stupid? I should have done this. I shouldn't have done that. I was so stupid. That adds up, you know? It really adds up. I mean, it doesn't just dissolve away. It stacks up. And for every, boy, was I stupid, it creates energy blockage. And you're not stupid. There's nothing stupid. You're in the midst of experience. You're starting to understand that you can choose your experience, how you want to have it, how you want to become enlightened. You want to do it the hard way, like the old masters, or the easy way? Don't answer me. I don't want to hear. Easy way. But you know, there's part of you, because I felt energetically, oh no, I have to earn it. Really? Really? Have to earn it? No. First of all, being a master, enlightened, is self-appointed. I mean, you don't go to enlightenment college and get a degree. It's truly self-appointed. There is not a committee of angels up there that is going to judge you. Well, that would be anti-enlightenment. It's yourself, only yourself. When you're ready, when you say, I'm enlightened, then you are. It changes everything. You want to say it, but you got all these other things going on, especially, boy, am I stupid. How can I be enlightened? Aren't enlightened people smart? No. They're simple, but they're not smart. They don't need to be smart, because smart is about human intelligence, and smart is dumb. It really is. Because, let me... You're trying to go for an Adamus award, and there's no more money left in his pocket. No, because the human smart or intelligent means you're going to try to perfect your humanness, and it can never, ever, ever happen. You really can't. You try to be smart, intellectualize yourself to enlightenment, or study your way to enlightenment. You can't. All the masters have learned, and you can learn from this also, is that you let it all go. All the teachings, all the beliefs, all the makyo, everything, you let it go. You simplify, you let go of being smart, and suddenly, I'm enlightened. The smart, the trying to perfect yourself, trying to figure it out, you never will. So give up trying and give yourself a lot of freedom. So, stupid, let's do, and I'm not calling you stupid, I'm pointing to the board.
Charming.
So let's do forgiveness, which means that wasn't me. Let's do one about, boy, was I stupid. Because you're not. You're not smart either, but you're not stupid. You are the I am that I am. Let's take a deep breath. Never done anything stupid. Conversely, never anything smart. Really. So let's take a deep breath and let's forgive that. Let's release it. It wasn't you. You know, it was this odd thing that really isn't you, but an odd dynamic that was talking in your ear. All these are odd dynamics talking in your ear. They're tapes that go on and on and on. You have old voices, a lot of old voices. They're programmed right in, thanks to mass consciousness. Programmed right in there. They're programmed deep into your aspects, into your past lives, which really aren't yours. They are actually programmed into tomorrow. Already there are tentacles. Tomorrow. Programmed in. All of the voices are already there, waiting for you to wake up tomorrow so they can start chatting again. The only reprieve you get once in a great while is in dream state, once in a while. But then you don't remember it. You don't remember going to some of these amazing dimensions where you're free of those voices because the voices flood it out before you ever get back. Oh, it's one of the saddest things as I watch you go out there. Some nights you get into the really high realms. Amazing. And that's when you're really, really expressing as you. And then as you're coming back in, kind of like the space shuttle, kind of making its re-entry, saying to yourself, I'm going to remember. What was I supposed to remember? And you got all these voices. Nothing happened while you were out there. Focus, you got work to do today. You're stupid. You're a sinner. Selfish little bastard. And you're separated. You're separated from God. You have to make your way back. The voices start talking. Blah, 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 blah. Truly, stop for a moment. Listen. Just listen. Don't try to block. Listen. Listen to those voices. Where they come from. Whose they are. And not yours, really. Now, sometimes you like to think they are because you're a sinner. But they're not yours. They're programmed in there. They're just there. And they repeat over and over. And, they cause this terrible thing called doubt. And get your energy down. Keeps you uninspired. Makes you just wish for stuff. That doesn't happen. And it gets you really depressed. And it affects your body. We're going to change that. There is a new voice. It's already there. Already there. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to read a special book or listen to a special program. It's already there. Always has been. You just haven't heard it. And it's a quieter voice because it's more real. It's more you. It's a balanced voice. And a voice that speaks the truth. Not the S's. Not these other things. It's a voice that's been waiting for a safe space and a quiet moment. It's the new voice of freedom. The new voice of freedom. Listen to it for a moment. Doesn't sound like or feel like any of the old voices. Listen to it for a moment. You may not even hear words. because it's really a feeling. It's a resonance. Remember when we went on the dream walk the other day, for those of you who went? We didn't speak. We radiated, illuminated, inspired, but we didn't talk words. So listen for a moment. Take a good deep breath. It's the new voice of freedom. It's in your belly. It's in your arms. It's in your feet. It's in your heart. And it's actually not in your head. The new voice of freedom isn't somebody else's, not mine, not spirit. It's that voice, that resonance that's been there the whole time. Every once in a while you get a glimpse of it, but then after a few seconds or minutes or days, you get pulled back down into mass consciousness, into yesterday and today. It doesn't let you out of today. It doesn't let you go for the dreams, these other voices, the old voices. But this new voice of freedom, not even new. It's a voice of freedom. Total freedom. I'm going to ask Andra to breathe with you softly, gently for a few minutes as you listen to that voice, as you breathe deeply. What to do? Talked about a new tomorrow, talked about what dreams may come, about freedom. The interesting thing is actually nothing. Actually nothing, except to keep breathing and allowing. Because if you wake up tomorrow morning and say, oh, I have to make this different than yesterday. I better get in there with my human self, my human mind, and I better eat yogurt instead of oatmeal, like that's really going to set you free. I better walk up the stairs backwards, really to fool spirit and your soul. It's not going to work. And if you try to, smash your way out of old prisons, of old dynamics, that kind of forced dynamic actually can work against you sometimes. I'm going to go tell that person off because I want to be free. So I'm going to go tell them what's been on my mind. That's not freedom. That's being obnoxious. Freedom, sovereignty, use the words interchangeably, is a state of consciousness. What happens is once you breathe it and you choose it, once you listen to it, into that quiet voice, then it changes all of your energy dynamics. Actually, you don't need to do anything. You stand there right in the midst of the storm, and it all happens. It's the acceptance. It's the forgiveness. It's the feeling into that new voice of freedom. You actually don't have to do anything. That's the amazing part. You don't have to affect change on a duality, linear, human level. It's like our dream walk the other day. You are in your own dream walk of your own tomorrow. You're just there in your presence. Suddenly, everything aligns itself with you to freedom. Means that some people may go out of your life, new ones come in. Means that some old belief system, some old job, so whatever, it moves, you don't. Remember a long time ago, Adamus told one of his long stories. about, it's like being on a bicycle. You think about being on a bicycle, you think about pedaling and moving and action. New energy bike. You're stationary. You're not moving. Everything else is. The landscape, the reality, it shifts and changes. And all you have to do, it's like we did on the dream walk the other day, be in your compassionate presence. That's all. Be in your compassionate presence. No fighting it. No trying to scheme it. Take a deep breath. Feel freedom, sovereignty. You don't have to do a thing. It all happens. And then you have a big smile on your face. Somebody's asking you, how did you do this? I mean, really, this was amazing. This was quantum. How did you do this? What books did you study? What great master did you follow? And you say, I didn't. All I did was take a deep breath and say, all is well in all of creation. And so it is. Thank you, dear Shambra. Thank you, dear listeners. To those of you who are still here for the first time, see you next month. Thank you.